Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I've got some updates for you guys on the Dragonfly mission. I made a video about this mission to Titan like 2 years ago, which is madness, but there's been some recent testing as well as a couple of redesigns, so I just wanted to kind of do an update video on where we're at right now with the Dragonfly mission, because I have to admit it's looking pretty good. It's kind of getting me excited again. So if you haven't seen my original video about Dragonfly, I'll put a link to it in the descriptions. Maybe check that out first and then come back here for an update, because I feel like this mission is really happening now and it's been one of my favorite missions to cover on this channel. So let's get into it. So first things first, the latest development for Dragonfly is the recent completion of its heat shield testing in New Mexico. In preparation for the journey to reach the surface of Saturn's largest moon, Titan, Dragonfly, the incredible octocopter, completed thermal structural testing in the New Mexico desert. Lots of Dragonfly team members were in attendance for this testing, including those from NASA's Ames Research Center, the Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Laboratory, or APL, and Lockheed Martin. And the test took place with personnel at Sandia National Laboratory's National Solar Thermal Test Facility in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And this stress testing is critical to ensure that Dragonfly is safely delivered through Titan's dense atmosphere. And according to a statement released by NASA on June 1st, 2026, Dragonfly's thermal protection material made from carbon fiber and a lightweight resin performed as expected in combined mechanical and thermal testing, even in cases when it was intentionally marred with defects. Now, Sandia's Solar Tower Test Facility is pretty incredible. It houses an array of hundreds of calibrated mirror-like systems to focus energy from the sun onto a tower holding the test unit. Operators generated temperatures around 4,500 degrees Fahrenheit, nearly 2,500 degrees Celsius, on segments of Dragonfly's heat shield material. Tests examined tolerance to thermal radiation as well as the rapid change in temperature that researchers expect Dragonfly to experience. Now you might be asking yourself, but wait, isn't Titan freezing? If it's so cold on the surface of Titan, why are they doing all of this heat testing? Now, while Titan's surface is a bone-chilling negative 295 degrees Fahrenheit, or about negative 180 degrees Celsius, Dragonfly is going to be arriving there extremely fast. As it plummets through the atmosphere, intense friction and atmospheric compression generate extreme temperatures, reaching upwards of 4,500 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's in part what these Sandia tests are about. And Milad Mazzari, the Dragonfly Entry Vehicle Thermal Protection System lead at Ames, said, "We were pleased to see that the heat shield material passed these tests, even with the flaws we intentionally included, like those that might naturally occur during fabrication and integration." Now, Dragonfly's heat shield actually uses a variation of a NASA-invented material called pica, or phenolic impregnated carbon ablator. The original pica material was used to deliver NASA's Curiosity and Perseverance rovers to Mars. Pica D, a new variant of pica, is planned for flight on Dragonfly and was the focus of this test series. Mazzari said, "We tested the heat shield as a complete system, including the primary pica D material, gap fillers, and potential manufacturing defects." He's like really big on the defects, which I appreciate. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad he's including those. He also added that they're going to conduct a final analysis of the pica D material before final construction. And back in April of 2026, the Dragonfly rotorcraft actually began to take shape. Literally, with the delivery of the materials that would make up the rotorcraft's lander's body. Built from ultra-lightweight honeycomb panels designed at the Johns Hopkins APL, each panel uses aluminum face sheets only 0.01 inches thick, much thinner than typically used on spacecraft, to meet the strict mass limits required for powered flight through Titan's atmosphere. But while this entire frame is actually quite lightweight on Titan, it's actually quite durable. Gordon Maas, the Dragonfly mechanical systems engineer from APL, said the structure is remarkably light and yet strong enough to withstand the intense forces of launch and the entry into Titan's atmosphere. We've never built anything like it. The APL team then began assembling the fuselage and integrating key structural elements, including the mounting plate and cover for Dragonfly's power source, a multi-mission radioisotope thermoelectric generator, which will be installed just before launch. Engineers also performed a fit check of the top deck, which will carry components of Dragonfly's telecommunications system. And in May 2026, vibration and static load tests were performed on the structure to measure Dragonfly's response to the dynamic forces of launch from Earth and atmospheric entry and landing on Titan. Hunter Reeling, Dragonfly's thermal mechanical integration and test lead from APL, said the lander is starting to look like Dragonfly. We're excited to see the designs coming to life. Dragonfly also completed a full-scale parachute deployment test, which was a resounding success. They're just doing all the tests right now. Now, as I mentioned at the top of this video, there have been some design changes since I made my original video 2 years ago. Early concept art pictured a completely symmetrical quadcopter design with all 8 rotors spinning on perfectly flat horizontal planes. The current build is a bit different. The 4 upper rotors are noticeably tilted away from the vehicle's body axis to improve stability against crosswinds during landing. Also, the original animations depicted a traditional rounded deep dish satellite antenna sitting exposed on top of the craft. The updated configuration features a flat, streamlined panel antenna. This is wrapped in a thick metallic gold capped-on thermal shroud to shed wind resistance and protect against Titan's insanely freezing temperatures. So all good changes, still looks very Dragonfly-y, but the final product will look a bit different than those animations they made a few years ago, which I think we've all kind of come to expect. Dragonfly is scheduled to launch in July 2028, so in about 2 years, aboard a SpaceX Falcon Heavy and will arrive in Titan in 2034. It will conduct science across multiple locations, sample surface materials to measure their detailed compositions, and observe geology and meteorology on the only moon in the solar system known to have a substantial atmosphere. And work continues to test and integrate Dragonfly's communication system, including the antennas that will communicate with the operators back on Earth. The team recently measured the signal patterns coming from Dragonfly's largest antenna, this giant gold thingy. It's high gain antenna, or HGA, in an APL test chamber that simulates the space environment. But again, the reason why everyone is so excited by this mission is the massive upscale in flight on another planetary body. Yes, Ingenuity on Mars was technically the first aircraft to achieve flight on another planet, but it was pretty small at about 4 pounds. But again, the point of it was just really as a proof of concept to prove that flight like that is even possible. Dragonfly weighs 1,900 pounds, or about 4 kilograms, though on Titan it'll only weigh about 260 pounds when fully assembled. And it's basically a small car of a science lab flying around and exploring another world. As Elizabeth Turtle, Dragonfly's principal investigator, said, Dragonfly isn't a mission to detect life. It's a mission to investigate the chemistry that came before biology here on Earth. And it still looks amazing. It's the kind of spacecraft that makes me feel like this is what the future was supposed to look like. At least that's what the movies told me. Okay, that's it for now. I will keep my eye on Dragonfly and let you guys know if there are any further updates. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next video.